Well, this morning, we're turning our attention to Dauphin. Most of the people on the bus were seniors from Dauphin, and in that city this morning, shock and sadness. RCMP say that most of the seniors on the bus had left from the Dauphin Active Living Centre for a day trip. We are joined now live by the Mayor of Dauphin, David Bosiak. Good morning, Mayor Bosiak.
Hi, Marcy.
I'm not sure you slept.
Not very well. Yeah.
How are you doing this morning? How's the community doing this morning?
I think, what's been reported all morning and last evening, just shock, sadness, concern. The lack of information is most troubling, especially for those people that have a direct connection to people that were on the bus. But there's an indirect connection. Literally everybody in town knows somebody that was on that bus. And that was the hardest part, I'll be honest, last night when I went to the Family Support Center just to see how things were going and, running into some, lifelong friends of mine that, were waiting for news about their parent. And that was the hardest part. But I can just say that, the RCMP, the Prairie Mountain Health support team, our fire chief was there, our city manager. We're working behind the scenes to try and do whatever we can to get ready for this, and we'll eventually figure it all out. But right now, it's just dealing with the weight of the just the magnitude of this and how literally everybody is impacted.
I can't imagine the anguish. And when a city like yours of some 8,600 people, I mean, as you said, everyone knows everyone. People are probably already just, the other side of that is supporting each other. What can you tell us about the sense of support in Dauphin today?
It's honestly been overwhelming, both from far and near. We've had people reach out from literally coast to coast. I've had messages from Mayor Scott Gillingham and from Cam Blight from the Association of Manitoba Municipalities. I had a message from Jim Mancher, the Reeve from Gilbert Plains, who they went through a tragedy just a few short months ago. And we're doing the best we can at the current time. And obviously, as the day goes on and tomorrow and next week and beyond, people will cope in their own way. And that's the thing that we're concerned about right now is just trying to help people as best we can. Everybody's a little bit different. They're dealing with this a little bit differently. But the support has been overwhelming. And we're trying to get a handle on that and figure out, how best do we manage that? Because the one thing that, and as you've been very, very accurately reporting, it's best not to say anything if you don't know for sure. Mm-hmm. And but that's a hard part because people are very concerned, and so it's just managing the information and ensuring that what is accurate is being shared, and that's what we'll be looking at this morning.
Mayor David Bosiak on live with us from Dauphin this morning, the Dauphin Mayor, day after just the tragedy yesterday in this crash. You mentioned supports, and you said outside the Family Support Center when you were visiting there last night. That support center is in the Lutheran Church in Dauphin, I understand. But you also said, Mayor, that you're working to figure out, what steps might come next. So what are some of the things you're looking at today to sort of actually set up physically to support people in Dauphin?
Well, and that's interesting, Marcy, because that's what we're trying to figure out. We don't know yet, and this is what, the preliminary discussions we've had with some folks from Humboldt on, what they had to deal with in the immediate aftermath. Our situation is similar. It's not the same for sure, but we're just trying to figure out, are people going to want to meet and gather somewhere? Will there be, a need for that? Will people want to do that on their own or in a group? And so those are the things we're being absolutely, as sensitive as we can be about, and trying not to, we're just trying not to do anything wrong, but without knowing what to do. That's, obviously the biggest concern for us. So we're getting together shortly at City Hall, and, we're going to, strategically talk about the best things to do. And we'll be reaching out to all the different agencies and organizations in the community that have already reached out to us. And And like I said, we'll eventually figure it out. But these next few hours in particular are kind of a little bit crazy, trying to just manage. And the requests for information from near and far is obviously our biggest challenge right now.
Are there trauma counselors in town? Like, I'm just thinking about the schools, or if these were mostly seniors, maybe it's not hard to extrapolate that many of them may have lived in a facility in town, a care home or a residence. So is there trauma support already in Dauphin, or is that also one of the things you'll talk about?
We're going to talk about that, but there is, I know I talked to a couple of those folks last night from Prairie Mountain Health. We've had a little bit of a communication with the Mountain View School Division, and they'll be setting up some stuff in the schools today. I don't know how formal that may or may not be. But again, we're the City Hall is right next door to the Seniors Center, the Active Living Center in town. So we'll be obviously communicating with them this morning to see, what they're thinking of doing and how we can combine those efforts. So, yeah, it's just a matter of connecting, communicating, letting people have some time to just grieve about it, and we'll see.
Well, obviously, police are saying, and we know this is a complex investigation, and all the answers are not immediately available. But what are some of the questions, Mayor Bosiak, that you hope to see answered in the coming days and weeks?
Marcy, I don't think I can honestly answer that. I think that, we just want to ensure that that everything that's shared about the accident, the people involved in it, the circumstances surrounding it is accurate. And if that takes a little bit more time, I know that that's okay with us. I know that may not be the same for the individuals and the family members and others that are involved. But again, we understand process and that, accuracy may take some time. So we're going to be as compassionate as we can be over the next few hours and days, just as we gather this information and just ensure that what is shared is accurate.
I just want to leave you with the sentiments that are coming in. I mean, people have been writing in. I'm sure you've heard from all over, as you mentioned, but all over Manitoba, where we're like a close-knit prairie province, right? So people are writing in, just thinking of you, Mayor, and thinking of Dauphin and all of the people there as you work your way through this. What do you need from people? Because Manitobans immediately are like, should we, my goodness, what kind of support could people offer beyond words? And what would you say to people that are just, ready to help in any way should you need?
Marcy, I think the first thing is to just reach out. If you know someone from Dauphin, if you used to live here, or if you know someone who lives here now, just reach out, whether that's a phone call or a message or an email, whatever. Just reach out and say you're thinking about them and about us, because I think that's what's really important. And there's some strength in knowing that other people are sort of on your side. And it's going to be hard. Like this is a tough slog, absolutely, but just knowing that others are feeling for us here, I think is really important. And to be honest, reach out, come by, put an arm around somebody if that's the case. But just let us know that you're thinking about us is extremely important right now, and we'd appreciate that tremendously.
Anything you want to add?
No, just that it's tough for us, and it's obviously extremely hard to be optimistic at this time. But I would say that our community is tight knit and strong, and we'll get through it. It will be hard and it will hurt a lot of people, but the sun will come up eventually tomorrow. My dad used to always say, the birds are going to sing tomorrow and the sun's going to come up, and that's so hard to see right now because everything seems so dark and gloomy. But we will try. We will do whatever we can to try and be as optimistic as we can through this terrible tragedy, and hopefully come out the backside okay.
Thank you so much for being with us. We're with you.
Thank you very much.
That is the mayor of Dauphin this morning, live with us on CBC, David Bosiak. A reminder that family support line is 204-647-5058, and you can leave condolences and messages of support for Dauphin, as the mayor saying they're so valued, on our Facebook page or even our listener line 788-3205 if you wish. By the way, during our conversation, the mayor was alluding to Gilbert Plains just recently going through its own tragedy, which involved a fatal crash with 4 teens.